Ow. Oops. Sounds like a F1 car, man. That thing sounds sick. In today's video, we got something super special that I am very excited about. The Ferrari right now, it's loud. It is very loud. But today, it might just be getting a little bit louder, and I'm not quite sure about how loud it will get, and I'll explain that a little later. But first, I want to give a huge shout out. Fab Speed sent us headers for the 458. Now, as you guys can imagine, aftermarket parts for the 458 are not cheap. So the fact that they were willing to hook us up with this product that's gonna make the car literally sound even more like an F1 car, we're super stoked about. And they're even giving you guys the opportunity to snag stuff off of their site for 15% off of everything if you use code HUNT. They do a lot of Porsche stuff, they do a lot of higher end stuff as well. So if I were you guys, I would go browse the site, because if you want some badass stuff, I would definitely recommend checking out Fab Speed's website. Everything will be linked down below. Don't forget, code HUNT saves you 15% off of everything. That being said, major shout out to Fab Speed. While Calvin is getting the 458 ready, we're taking apart all the under panels and stuff. As you guys remember, if you've been watching for the last couple months when we got this car, just getting this thing on the lift and taking off the under panels takes like an hour or so. So we've already been doing this before we even started rolling the camera, so just bear with us, we're almost there. But in the box, like, this is the level of stuff you get when you're buying stuff for Ferraris. Like the Army Tricks exhaust that we had, the packaging and just the delivery on it was amazing. And Fab Speed is literally just the same. They send you a DVD with your purchase. That all it does is just give you history of Fab Speed and just gives you information on their products and stuff. I've never seen that before. That's some good quality. They also threw in some shirts, thank you very much Fab Speed, and a hat. And beyond that, we have the headers. Now these things are gorgeous. Now earlier I said I don't know if this will make the car louder, and I'll explain that in a second, but as you can see, check this out. They literally put TJ Hunt on there, a YouTube logo, and put keep moving forward, and they even put right here, handcrafted by Mark Page. That's pretty cool. So this has the amazing little flex pipe on here, which is gonna make the install that much easier. There's a little spot for an O2 sensor on here somewhere, and then the other side is mirrored the same. So I believe we've already removed all the cats from the car, meaning when we took out everything from the headers beyond, we removed two big hats, which really opened the car up a lot. That's what gave it a lot of noise. Now, to my understanding, which I could be wrong, or I don't believe the headers right now on the car have cats. Meaning that when we throw on these headers, I don't know if it will get louder. I can guarantee that the pitch or tone will be different, but I don't know if the volume's gonna be louder. So we're gonna be finding that out today. I'm very excited. I'm gonna drop in a little clip right here of what the car currently sounds like, so you can get an idea of what we're gonna be matching with. You all right down there, Cal?
I can't lift this thing by myself. It's heavy.
Okay. It's a two-person job.
It's a two-person job. I can't get it. Dude,
look at this. Have you seen this?
it's beautiful, Teach. Oh.
Where do you need me? Where do you need me?
Push the diffuser above the arm.
Oh no. Are you gonna make me lay on the ground in the shirt? It's brand new.
Well, whose shirt is this?
It's ours. You really gonna do me
Oh,
like that?
oh. Wow, Honeyco.
Not released yet.
Not released. Wow, sneak peek memes on this channel.
Are you
Weird.
now? Are you gonna make me lay? Really? You gonna do me like that? If it is, just tell me.
I could give you a JDM of California sweater.
I'm not gonna do David like that. You're gonna make me do it. Okay, that's fine. That's fucked up. Forward and then out.
Forward.
Man, that sucks.
This is on me, baby.
Yeah. Oh, look at that. That's the money shot. So check that out. So that's what we need to do. See what I mean? How you can look at the header and there's no room for a cat anywhere. Oof, I wonder how tough that's gonna be though. Good thing that Calvin has got the really small arms, the small hands. That's the move. And what notice too, which is pretty neat, notice how they have the O2 bung very accessible, so that if you were like servicing the car or whatever, all you have to do is take this off and take this off.
Who you calling small hands?
I'm not calling you small hands. I just said you can fit in smaller places than I can. Like, look at that. To get to that? Oof.
You can get that. Is it hot? Touch it. Touch it.
Ah! It's not hot. Yo, if we're super lucky, we'll be able to just take off this without removing the rest. You think we'll be able to? Is that your...
That's what I said.
That's what you said off camera.
That's what I said.
I didn't believe him, but we might be able to. I almost took a digger. Oh my god, I almost literally went backwards. At the moment, what we're trying to figure out, how to get these off. And like, when I say that, I don't mean like we don't know how to take off like all the bolts for the headers, but accessing all of these super small bolts is gonna be so difficult. And this is the easy one to do. This is like, doesn't have any like heat shielding on it. It's all aftermarket, it's only what you need. Whereas the stock ones have so much like shielding, there's so much like extra crap around there. And it just makes like getting it off and getting tools back there, like in your head, it's impossible, but it is possible, but it seems to be impossible. So we're just trying to figure out the easy way to do that. We already did all the easy stuff. We already got like the lock collars loose. The OT sensors will come out super easy. Calvin's already gotten 4 of the bolts off over there, but those were the easy ones. They haven't done the hard ones yet. Good news is we actually don't need to take off any of the rest of the exhaust. We thought we were gonna have to take off like the mid pipes and the mufflers, but I think because we have the flexibility on the exhaust, we might be able to just to keep that stuff in. Fingers crossed. You're doing it because you're just smarter. That's what you want to hear, isn't it? Aren't you happy?
You know what? You're right. You know what?
You're
ready for me to bust your nut?
I'll be impressed. That shouldn't be able to work, what you're doing right now.
You shouldn't. You, me?
Just
You know who you're talking to?
Who are you? Who?
Who do you even know here? Let me just get in there. Let me just get amongst it. Ah! Look.
What?
Guess what?
You got it?
Did you ever doubt me?
Damn, F for respects, dude. Hey, it's the perfect time.
And for respect? That
F for
sounds
respect.
familiar.
If you want to follow Calvin's Twitch, it'll be linked down
Twitch
below.
Reno, baby Reno.
Hey, by the time you guys are watching this, it already happened, but it's his birthday tomorrow. So do him a favor and go follow
me.
Calvin on Twitch. And if you're a real one, you'll be a sub.
You did it.
I'm gonna
You
fucking
did it.
drop the hammer on
Good.
it. Go sub to Calvin and wish him happy birthday.
Reno, made a Reno. Thank you, Teach. Praise. Everybody in chat, give me a little praise.
What do you want me to tell me what to do, Mr. Smarty Boy?
Now you're making fun of me. I don't appreciate that, Teach.
I'm thinking. I ain't no Ferrari tech. Actually, I am.
Whoa, okay. We've been telling them that we're Ferrari techs.
I said actually I am.
Okay, good.
Surprise.
Because we are.
Thought we weren't wrong, because we are.
Because we are.
I need to take it off. Damn it.
I'm not here.
I thought I heard Dustin.
TJ's like a meerkat. He looks like a meerkat. He's a meerkat.
Don't you hear that?
Oh,
Sounds like
I'm gonna get my chat to Photoshop you to a meerkat spot.
I'm gonna get the internet, Photoshop your face under Ricardo. And I'm just gonna play that on repeat all day. As I was mentioning earlier, I wasn't too sure what to expect from the headers as far as volume or pitch or tone or whatever it was. So I just reached out to FabSpeed and I was just DMing them on Instagram. And I was like, so what should we expect out of the headers? Are we expecting, you know, like what should we expect? And they said the new headers have larger piping diameter and better merge collector to allow better exhaust flow. I don't know if I read that correctly. It will change the exhaust pitch and tone, but not as much for volume because the stock headers already are like nearly the same diameters as this, but these are a little bit bigger. They offer cat bypass pipes that we may end up switching to eventually. So we have Army Tricks exhaust, which already deletes all the cats, but they offer their own, which I think we're gonna be switching to soon, which also have valves so we can control the volume and whatnot. But because we are switching to a larger piping diameter, we're gonna get better throttle response due to the better gas flow. So that's interesting. I'm curious to see that. So what I think we'll have a higher pitch. Maybe. I'm guessing. I'm totally guessing. as we sit and Calvin does mastermind things over there. To answer a question that probably some exotic owners out there are thinking, and this is kind of something I thought about too. When we are taking off the stock headers, we'll get a better representation of it, but notice how they're designed for heat management. The whole bay of this car is has a bunch of heating elements around it to kind of diverge the heat away from the motor, away from the oil lines, away from gas, so the car doesn't catch fire. You've probably seen a lot of photos and you always hear of exotics or twin turboed Ferraris or Lambos ever blowing up or catching fire. That's because the heat from the bay melts an oil line, or an oil line goes loose, leaks, touches the exhaust, and kaboom. So I was a little bit worried initially about switching to these aftermarket headers because I didn't want to put a bunch more heat into the bay. Although we already have an aftermarket exhaust, the headers, in my opinion, would get louder than the rest. So I was a little bit worried, but we're actually retaining all these stock heat diversion panels, all that stuff. We don't have to get rid of anything, which is awesome because I was a little bit worried because having a 458 blow up and burn on the freeway would just cost a lot of money, and we're not trying to do that. So shout out to Fab Speed for keeping all the stock heating elements in the car so that it doesn't burn down.
The last thing to do to get this off the car is I took these two bolts out on the sensor or whatever that tube is, and there's one bolt is being covered by this pipe that goes into this hole. So once I get that bolt out, I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to take the header out. So you know how I said that both sides have this little feeder tube that goes into the exhaust? Well, on the side that I was working on, that was really hard to get around. This one is so significantly easier. I have one more bolt and this whole side will come out. I'm super excited because I was wrestling with this thing for the past hour. Oh no, that's a problem. So the thing, I can't show it, but there's a little metal pipe that goes into it and it's hooking onto the exhaust. I don't know if I can get it out. Oh God. Nope.
Ah! Why?
I hate to admit this, but you know, TJ was right.
What's up?
Nothing?
I heard that. I heard what you said.
Happened. You're not right. Why would I ever admit that?
No.
But in the off chance
Is it what I think?
in the off chance that you were right.
I don't want to be right if it's what I think it is.
What is it?
Are you saying that the header is free, but we have to remove the rest of the exhaust to get it out?
No.
Oh.
No.
Chilling.
No, not chilling. Go ahead, try it. Get that in. It's off.
What is it stuck on?
I don't know, man. If I knew that, it wouldn't be stuck, you see.
So I think we're missing one step. I actually just Googled how to remove the stock headers, and Fab Speed actually has a very detailed installation on how to do this. So this whole time that we were just guessing, we could have looked it up. But there are a couple bolts that connect the EGR valve assembly to the engine valve cover that we need to remove. And after that, everything should fall out super easy.
Do I have to hop in the engine bay again? In the Ferrari engine bay to do this for you? Do I have to do that? Or would I? Okay. Kid climbs on it. Kid climbs on it. Do you want to do it? I don't think so.
I'm not talking shit, I'm just saying.
Here we go, baby.
Oh my. Almost. Alright. Look, your hand just bits. Your hand just goes boop. It just.
Because I'm a god, okay? No look, hook, baby. That's all I do every day.
There's two of those, and that's the easier one that you're doing.
Thank you, Tej.
Just FYI.
Thanks, man.
I'm not.
I appreciate it.
Just saying.
I appreciate it, dude.
Just saying.
Go ahead, keep saying it.
You got it. If Calvin can't do it, no one can. Go, Calvin. This light's really bright. Are you serious?
I'm done, Tej.
No,
I'm done.
Look, I brought a light. The light will help.
What is the light gonna do? It's still down. The tool is
now
in the
you
hole.
can see. If this doesn't work right now, I'm gonna be so upset. It's been like an hour and a half since we've last seen you guys. I'll explain it if this works.
Oh, I see it.
I got it.
I see it. Okay. Go. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh my God.
Now we gotta do it backwards.
Now we gotta do all, I'd happily take that backwards. See this? The Egr Tube. It's for emissions. Long story short is there's a bracket on the other side of this heat shield that is pretty much in a nearly physically impossible area to get to. Once we ended up getting that, we had to like bend some of this out the way, do a bunch more removal steps to get to that. See how this like wraps around the header, so you pretty much have to like bend that out the way and get that in. So Calvin, stay right there because we're just gonna throw the new one in. Stock header. So as we can see, there's no cats in this thing. There's no restriction or anything. It is quite heavy. So what we'll do is we'll put this one down and we'll grab our new side, which is this one, considerably lighter. It should have a larger diameter as well. This right here is all heat shield, and we are gonna be retaining this V-band. So I'll throw that back on. Because this is a little bit thinner, it should be a lot easier to put back on. Close. Where's the stud?
I took a nap. I actually took a nap.
This is day number 2. After about 6 hours yesterday, we decided to put it down because we needed a little break. We're on day number 2 now. We've been going for a couple hours, but I want to get you guys caught up to where we are. When we took off the old headers, we ended up taking out the studs with the nuts. The nuts weren't coming off the studs. So unfortunately for us, that meant a lot more back end work because then we had to get the nuts off the studs, which meant we had to put the studs in the vise. Then we had to break the nut on that, which then ruined the threads, which means we had to re-tap all the threads. And then we had to do that for 16 studs. And then we had to get that back into the block because there wasn't a place for you to stick like a socket on the end of the stud. It was a big nightmare. We have finally installed the driver hand side. We didn't bother you showing you that just because we were trying to put our head down and just get to work. Calvin right now is putting in the last of the nuts on this side. Kevin and I are going to do the passenger side header right now. We have all the studs in there. So it takes about 2 of us to finagle it all in there, but once it's set, we're gonna throw the nuts on and we're gonna start torquing down both the headers, and then we need to assemble everything back. So we're getting there, we're getting close. Now it's, you like that?
That's pretty cool.
A little detail.
You do the show?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Now we're gonna wrestle this and get it in the car. We have 6 out of 8 of them on.
Which ones are not?
The 2 middle ones. As Calvin is tightening up the other side, something that Kevin and I are trying to figure out at the moment is if you look here, I know we don't really have too much light, but here's how the header sits. Notice how this and this do not line up. Even with this flex pipe, you can move it a little bit, but like, that's still a pretty decent amount of length to get. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to now loosen the Army Tricks exhaust to the best of our ability so we can get some play here. Then we need to do our V-band and then tighten everything up. Now, I don't even really remember how we did the Army Tricks exhaust. It was a long time ago.
You just go back and watch your own video.
True, could do that. Good thing we got Kevin and Calvin here today.
I'm nothing.
Calvin's my blunsing.
I'm Calvin. No, I don't know you, sir.
Yes, you do.
SDSU,
Yeah.
my ass, sir. Okay?
Kuya Calvin, more like blunsing Calvin.
Whoa, you take that back.
You hear that?
Bootsy Calvin? You can't say.
Blunsing Calvin.
Yo, Ninos. I ain't your Nino. I ain't your Nino.
Easy.
Who you calling your Nino?
Los Ninos.
I ain't even your neighbor.
Hey, calm down, blunsing.
Easy.
Calm down.
Good luck. Good luck. Later, dude. Later, dude.
You think he'll come back?
No! He's the only one that can fit.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, you're right. Oh.
Be gone. Be gone.
Calvin is so diehard to make the meme that he'll literally be gone no shit for like 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be like that, but it be like that.
It be like that sometimes.
Be like that. Stop. It's hiding. I see it. Look at that SMT. Oh my god. Oh my god. He almost just got ran over. Ah, my legs hurt. Alex, fuck. My legs are so sore. Where'd he go? Yeah. You hear him?
Sounded like over there.
Why'd you do that?
I didn't do it. You said
You knew that that's the reaction you were gonna get out of it. You knew.
I wanted
You kept pushing him.
And I wanted it.
You're a pusher, Kevin. You pushed him. You're a pusher.
You're an instigator.
You guys done being mean to me? You guys done being mean?
Guys?
How was your lunch break?
I was gonna make a bad meme, but I didn't. I have it in the bottom one. But how are we gonna
Get this.
do both of them?
There, I got dude.
Here, where's
It's
the fucking
tight.
bowl?
Okay, can you bend down?
It's a group effort.
There we go, right there. Okay. You ready? Yeah, go. Go, go, go. Right there, right there, right there. Okay. All right, go, go, go. Boom, 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 boom.
In the end, it was brains over muscle. So with a V-band, you gotta loosen everything up first. So we loosened the bracket up top, loosened the exhaust, everything like that, and we took it out. And you start with the V-band. Like it has to be like perfect to get the V-band clamp on, just because that's how it works. So when you get that on, then you can re-button up the exhaust, starting from the V-band back. So the bracket and then the other clamps. We're just trying to muscle it in, but you know, even Dut couldn't get it in. And when Dut can't get it in, Teach,
It's game over.
it's game over.
After 2 days of working on this, and it took, I think there was 5 different sets of hands that were on this car. It's finally ready to go. Now remember, this isn't really gonna be changing too much the volume as much, but more so the pitch and tone. So we're gonna start it up, we're gonna let it idle for a little bit. We're not only gonna be checking for exhaust leaks and stuff like that, but we're leaving everything kind of open right now. We're not driving it today just because there's still about 2 hours more of work to do before it's all buttoned up. But we just want to visually inspect everything, make sure everything looks good. We're gonna start it up, and then once it gets a little bit warm, we'll do a couple revs to see how it sounds. All right, Calv, are you ready? Valves are open. The exhaust is always gonna be a little bit smoky at first. Our hands were all over this stuff. These are brand new pipes, so the initial like white smoke, that's never something to be too concerned about, but we're gonna let this thing get a little bit warm and we'll start giving it a little bit of gas to see how she sounds. Thing that I want to point out, which I was talking about, which initially is kind of concerning, but it's just stuff to look for. There's a fair bit of white smoke coming from actual both sides on the headers on the exact same spot. That is, again, because our hands were on it. There's a bunch of like oils and it's just like that fresh coat. That's something that I'm initially watching, just to make sure it's maybe not like something burning, which normally gives off a pretty distinct smell. Look at that. Wow. All right, we're gonna open these valves up, give it a little bit of gas and see how she sounds.
That's pretty hard,
Shit. I'll do it if you don't want to do it. Just give me a little jab. You don't have to go too high.
like, are you sure? Because all of that was only 4,000 before that jab.
Dude, it sounds like a F1 car, man. That thing sounds sick. It's definitely, so I'm normally when I do that, I'm in the driver's seat. I've never like really, I don't hear it too much on the outside. One, that is so ridiculously loud. But the pitch, it's like, it's sharp. It was, if I was to describe on the stock headers, it was more fluffy. I don't know how to, it wasn't as like crisp. Like now it's like very, very crisp, high pitch, punches you. So I know like, that's all we're gonna do today as far as sound clips with the car. I know like that's like seriously blue balling you guys, and I'm super sorry for that. We're gonna be doing some driving clips, more sound clips, and like red line RPMs and all that type of stuff in the next video that we do with this. But we're all so tired, and we are ready to call it a day. So once again, huge shout out to Fab Speed for sending out this header. It sounds amazing. I can't wait to get this thing on the street and actually open it up and share that with you guys. But that's gonna call it. Cal has a wedding to get to, so we gotta wrap this up.
Make it, dude.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out and keep